Your cybersecurity solution is here. Introducing Pentester's Advanced Cybersecurity Suite. Ready for peace of mind? Try it for free. No credit card required. Pentester.com.
Let me tell you another thing. Watch your back with these motherfuckers, because when I was looking at it, I said, oh my God, they're going to probably stop the video. They didn't. And, but what I'm afraid of is these cocksuckers will take you out. Yes,
Be careful. I'm listening to you guys now. Don't say anything out of line.
Hey, Michael, we did these things, but we took a little bite. These motherfuckers, they don't care about nobody.
Hey, Sammy, you want to know something? Forget about him mocking us, but if he's mocking God, he'll pay for it. Trust me on that.
Right.
Yeah, Michael, this guy tries to make friends. Please, we can't be friends if you make friends with this cocksucker.
I want to welcome everybody to Reform Gangsters. My name is Anthony Ruggiano Jr., and if you like my content, please hit the subscribe button and also check out my Patreon. I got a lot of new content coming up.
Is that Fat Andy?
Sammy, what's going on, brother? It's been too long. What's happening?
I'm doing so many fucking things, bro.
I know.
I think I'm growing hair on my head again.
You should be a stand-up comic. That's what you should do. You should do some stand-up comedy.
I know.
What's going on? How's everything out there? All right?
Going good. I moved, and the moving, packing was a bitch.
Oh.
I was 5 years. Unpacking is worse.
Yeah.
I'm looking for spots to put things.
Yeah.
I'm even, that's a real fireplace behind me. Place is nice, a little small, but nice. Really nice.
It's a regular apartment. What is it? A house? An apartment?
It's a house.
Good.
It's actually a house.
Good.
So now I got my own room with walk-in closets, a shower.
Oh, good.
All that shit, a regular kitchen. I went and had my clothes fixed because I'm going down to Florida.
No, you're coming to Florida when?
November. Monday through Thursday.
Of when? This week coming?
Yeah. I'm gonna.
Where are you gonna be? We're part of Florida.
Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, that's by me. We got to get together. That's where I live.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday, I'm off Wednesday. Oh no, Wednesday I'm leaving to go to New York. Fuck. I'm going to New York Wednesday.
Sitting with Patrick B. David, watching the election results and all that.
Oh, you're gonna be with him on Wednesday?
I'll be with it. Tuesday's the event.
Oh.
I'll be with him for 3 days, but I can go in and out.
All right, I'll call you over the weekend because I'll be here. I'll be here Monday and Tuesday.
I think we got company. Let's watch what we say. Michael Franzese is on.
Michael's on.
Yes.
Be careful. I'm listening to you guys now. Don't say anything out of line.
Hey, Michael. I watched your video. I think they're shadowing it. You would get 100, 200,000 followers if you fought. About Democrats, and you only got about 50,000 hits. I think they're shadow ghosting you or something, whatever they call that.
Yeah, shadow banning.
Shadow banning, yeah.
Anthony, I take my hat off to him. I watched his video. I'm not going to call him a racketeer anymore. He's a fucking straight up gangster.
Who's that? Michael?
Michael. He killed it. I watched the video. I was rooting for him.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Hey, we're on the same side, brother.
That's
all
right.
3 of us.
That's right. Hey, listen, according to Joe Biden, we're all pieces of garbage anyway.
I did my Monday live, and I was telling my people, even though I'm going to probably lose some of them, go watch the Michael Franzese thing. He told it just the way it is. You got to watch his video.
And Sammy, we're going to tell it again when we get to Patrick on Tuesday.
You nailed it. I gotta admit it. You nailed it, bro.
I appreciate that.
That's the best.
Hey, listen, Sammy, these guys get me so sick.
Let me tell you another thing. Watch your back with these motherfuckers, because when I was looking at it, I said, oh my God, they're going to probably stop the video. They didn't. And, but what I'm afraid of is these cocksuckers will take you out.
If they win, who knows what's going to happen?
If they
These are
win, it's in trouble.
No,
They're
I know.
vindictive people. But you know what, Sammy and Anthony, the same thing. I'm going to say this, and I said it publicly. These people are worse than we ever were on the street because
100%.
they're in a position of trust, and they're just a low life.
100%.
I can't. I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like this in my life.
100%. They lie with a smile on their face.
We did these things, but we took a little bite. These motherfuckers, they don't care about nobody.
No.
They want to take.
When Watergate happened, I was a kid. I know, like it was yesterday. I remember sitting in the living room with my father, and he pointed at the TV and he goes, "You see those people? That's the real mafia." He said they wrote the book on treachery. Those people.
Absolutely right.
He's right. And look what they did to this Mayor Adams. How they went after him now. They indicted him.
Hey, they feed on their own too. Hey, look how they stab Biden in the back.
I think Biden's trying to sabotage her now with all his remarks to try to get even. I mean, that's unbelievable what he said yesterday, that all the Trump supporters are pieces of garbage. I mean, I was in shock when that came out of his mouth.
He's such an idiot. You know, and he's so incompetent. He's such an idiot. It's a disgrace, him and her.
I know.
I gotta tell you, if this woman, if they somehow rig this election and this woman becomes president, we're done.
They caught 3 states, Pennsylvania, Georgia. They actually caught them going in illegitimate voting. The mail-in. They caught them in 2 places already. So
I want to thank both of you again for coming on the show. It's really, I really appreciate it.
Birthday.
Thank you. My birthday, yeah. I'm the youngest kid on the show right now, you know. I'm only 71. Yeah, well, yesterday.
You know,
at least I'm not the oldest.
About guys,
yeah, at least we're not the oldest, right, Michael? That's for sure.
Yes.
You know, I was watching something the other day on YouTube about the FBI, and they showed clips of the protest. And we were so young when that happened. And now I was thinking, I go, oh my God, I'm 71 now. I was only a teenager when that happened. They were showing clips of the protest in front of the FBI building.
You know, I was watching that. I was in that.
You were there? Yeah. Michael was the big part of it. I was there.
Carmine Persico sent us there. You know, I was looking at guys hanging out windows, taking pictures. So I told Shorty, he says, look, there's people, news people. He says, they're not news people, they're agents.
Agents, FBI.
What are around for? I said,
They were throwing eggs and water balloons at us.
Yeah.
2 things people keep asking me about this election. And listen, I got to touch on it because everybody keeps asking me, Sammy, about your baptism. They wanted to know if Michael played a part in your baptism.
Mikey Scars just did a thing, and on the front of it, a picture of me like a midget with horns, and Michael
saw it.
Holding me, dunking me under the water. He was knocking me and Michael both. Michael,
really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, I saw it the other day, Michael. Yeah.
Michael, this guy tries to make friends, please. We can't be friends if you make friends with this cocksucker.
Why would he do something like that? So distasteful.
You know what, Michael? Because they have nothing to talk about, these people. That's why they have nothing to talk about anymore. So they want to think you and Sammy and myself. For some reason, the haters just keep coming. They keep saying stuff. But you know what? If that's what they need to do to earn a living, let them do it. Who cares? Who cares?
Somebody got in touch with me and said that Michael's a bullshit. You know, he bullshitted about being a born-again Christian.
Yeah.
And now he taught Sammy, and Sammy and him are doing it together. I think his whole life cocksucker. He just has nothing good to say.
Hey, Sammy, you want to know something? Forget about him mocking us, but if he's mocking God, he'll pay for it. Trust me on that.
Right.
Yeah, nothing. They don't have a story. Their only story is to knock us. I heard them knocking you, me, Anthony. It's crazy.
All of us.
Hey, who's all these women looking at us?
Let me tell you this. I'll end this with this. Anybody that's got to build their channel or build their reputation by knocking other people means that they don't have anything on their own to talk about.
Exactly. It's like this Joey Molina. He keeps on bad rapping my cousin. So now He says he's bad rap my cousin, but to find out the information, you got to go to his Patreon. So my cousin's good enough for him to earn money, but he's a bad, they're hypocrites. Doesn't make no sense.
Well, listen, my answer to that is very simple. If you got something to say about me, say it to my face like we used to do on the street,
That's
not on
right.
social media.
That's
I'm very
right.
public. You're public. We're out there.
Yeah.
You got a problem with us? Come and see us directly, because I'm not going to fight you on social media. That's what punks do.
And that's what everybody keeps asking me about the election, about Sammy's baptism. And listen, they want to know what we used to dress up as on Halloween when we were kids. I told them my mother used to dress me up as a bum with makeup on my face and give me a pillowcase for a candy bag. I'm curious to know what Sammy used to dress up as when he was a kid on Halloween.
They used to make me a pirate. You get
a pirate.
They used to get a cork and burn it and put all that black stuff on my face, and I was a bandana. I was a baby pirate.
Michael, what about you? What were you?
You know what? I hardly remember, because, I was a problem kid. My father was okay with me, but I was a problem kid to my mother. She probably dressed me up as a devil. I hated Halloween. I never liked it. When we used to ransack the neighborhood and go throwing eggs at people's house and all that silly stuff.
The buses. Yeah.
That was the best thing about Halloween back then.
Yeah, when we were teenagers, I know. Another thing, I want to congratulate you on your daughter's wedding. I keep seeing it all over Instagram. How many weddings did she have so far? How many times has she celebrated?
I got to tell you this: in my house, birthdays, weddings last for a month. They don't it's not a birthday; it's a wedding month, a birth month. She had we had 3 parties for her already, and I told her, "That's it, we're done. I'm finished." But no, it was great. She got married in Tuscany, in Italy, and it was a beautiful affair. They did a wonderful job at the hotel. It was just great. And we had a couple of parties for her here, for her friends and some families. So, but I'm happy for her. She's got a good guy, it seems. So that's good.
Thank God. Yeah, I know. I saw it all on her Instagram. You're very blessed. And now Sammy too. Sammy's got a show now with his kids. Sammy, that's great.
My daughter and my son on Patreon, and we had we get together, we talk, we joke, and a lot of people know my daughter. She was a star on Mob Wives and stuff like that. And she's a little crazy, so we have.
You think? Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you this, and I sincerely mean this. One of the best sit downs I've ever had with anybody in the past 4 years, or since I started this thing, was with Karen. She was terrific. She was so honest. She was sweet. She was sincere. She was just great.
Yeah, she's a good person.
Yeah, when I first started out on this stuff, when I did the show on Narco Wars, she was on it with me, but I didn't meet her. But we did. She did a great job on that too.
I don't want to get Gerard in trouble, so let's, Sammy, you give me your word. But he called me a couple of times, said, "How am I going to deal with my father?" I said, but he did it in a nice way. I mean that.
He loves Michael Franzese. He loves you, bro. And I told him, I said, listen, if you want to go with him, you could go with him. You could be with him. I just want papers that we switch kids or something.
Yeah, he's a good man. Gerard's a good boy. I like him.
Yeah, he's a good boy too. Right.
Mike, were you headed up to see Vlad?
Yeah, believe it or not, I'm just interested. I'm to say, what are you going to ask me now, Vlad? This is like the 5th time I've been on your show.
Yeah. What is he going to ask you? Did he give you any insight?
I have no idea. I like to go in cold with him so I can harass him a little bit,
Yeah. It's probably going to be political, I'm sure, with the election coming right up.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is. He wanted to talk politics, but that's good. I told him, listen, just don't ask me about my life. I'm so tired of answering questions about that. It's everybody knows it. It's been done and done and done. Just come up with something different.
Yeah. Sammy, you did Vlad too. You did Vlad years ago, didn't you?
I did. Yes, I did. You know why he hasn't called me back? I got more money than Michael got, so he.
Yeah, I must have got the least amount of money from him. But I'll tell you one thing. I got to say one thing. His interview really got me going with everything. I mean, after I did his interview, he's got a huge following. The guy's tremendous.
Yeah, that he has with him, a black guy. He's a god. I mean, he's huge. The guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a small guy. This guy's about 6'8", and he says, "I'm going to sit behind you." I told him, "No, don't sit behind me. Go sit on the other side of the room." I told him. So I was breaking his balls. He says, "Why?" I said, "Because I got a gun on me, and if the interview don't go right, I'm going to take you out first."
I got some people asking me some questions about faith and all that stuff, and if we, the three of us, actually believe that we could be forgiven for how, especially, I copped out to a violent crime, Sammy copped out to violent crimes. They want to know if we truly believe that we could be forgiven for the lives we lived. I mean, I think I can.
Michael, let me answer this first. Listen, I always believed in God, not so much in certain religions, but I believed in God. And I met this pastor when I was going to Hollywood. I'm doing some stuff, and he impressed me. I got a vibe from it a couple of times, and then he wanted to baptize me, and I said, "You know what? I think it's time." I flipped left the life. I think it's time I take this next step. And the guy was great. I sat down. I did a small interview with him, and when he went to baptize me, he put me in a pool. I didn't want to go public on a beach. I said there'll be too many people. I don't want to bother with that. So we semi-private. And just before he was going to dunk me in the water, I said, "See the guys I just brought?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Listen, they have guns. I'm telling you, if you don't pull me out in 30 seconds, you'll get shot." He started laughing. He said, "Sammy, I never did a baptism where a guy threatened me." He said.
Oh, God, that's crazy.
That is funny, Sammy. And I can see you doing that too, which is good. But, Anthony, to answer the question, the basis of our faith is about forgiveness, regardless of what sin we committed in the past. There's two requirements. Number one, that you're sincerely sorry for your sins. And number two, that you accept Christ. And if you do that, that's the basis of our entire faith. And if we don't believe that, we have nothing. So
That's right.
Anybody can be forgiven for anything. But I always tell people this: God knows our hearts. We can't pull a scam on God. So if we're sincere, then we're forgiven.
That's right. I believe that wholeheartedly. You know what else I keep hearing too a lot of times? Because the three of us, we're intelligent people. I mean, I had the guidance. Michael, you and I had the same type of guidance. Our fathers were wise guys. Sammy came into it through his neighborhood. But if we had different kind of guidance, what would I have been? What profession would I have chose besides the profession I chose? And it's funny because yesterday was my birthday, and when I was a kid, I always wanted to be a writer. And an old friend of mine texted me and said, "Well, you always wanted to be a sports writer, but now you have, now you're on TV." He made like a joke out of it. If Sonny was a different type of person, what profession would what would you have chose to do?
Well, listen, I was a pre-med student when my father went away for that 50 years. I mean, I probably would have been a doctor, but quite honestly, my dad wanted that more for me than I wanted it for myself. So would I have continued? Probably, just to please him, please my mother. And I like the idea of it, but I can't say that I had a passion for it. So I don't know. I would either have been a doctor or I would have jumped into business in some way because, I had a little head for business. So I enjoyed enjoyed the challenges, but it would have been one or the other.
What about you, Sammy?
Say a little head for business.
A jockey? What would you become? A jockey?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I tell you, I didn't grow in height, but there was that movie. What's that movie? Something King and Queens or something. There was a midget playing the part. I almost got that part. I missed it by 2 inches. If I was 2 inches, I don't know. have been. I have no idea.
Yeah, right. I mean, I don't know. So now, what's on the agenda for the two of you, Sammy? You coming to Florida Monday?
Yes.
What's coming up? What's on the agenda?
Well, I'm going to be sitting with, Michael's going to be there. I'm going to be there with Patrick McDavid, the two of us, and we're going to watch the election results. And I think me and Michael are doing an interview with ourselves, and we're going to just enjoy, hope that Trump wins. I mean, because if he don't win, I don't know what's going to happen in this country.
Yeah.
I've seen anything like it. So I'm doing that. And I have a friend of mine who's involved with Trump, and he's trying to get me a seat. I may leave Patrick for an hour and shoot over to Trump's house.
In Mar-a-Lago?
Yeah, Mar-a-Lago. I don't know if I'll get in, but I'm working on that. And but I'm going to be with Patrick, and Michael's going to be there. So I'm going to be there with the next 3 days during the election.
Yeah, Sammy, I think without mentioning, I think we're going to be at the same hotel.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Did you get the agenda yet? Any of the details?
of what, the hotel or the
No, the whatever time they're picking us up and all of that stuff. I think they might have sent me an email. I didn't open it yet.
Yeah, I do have Anna's in the back listening, and she's nodding. What's the details? I don't even know.
Yes, they're going, Tony's gonna do the Uber closer to the time.
Yeah, the Patrick's guy, Tony, is going to do the Ubers and pick us up wherever we are, bring us to the event. And so we'll do the event. Watching the election and the results and stuff as it's coming in. And,
Well, listen, I'm down here. Maybe, hopefully I get to see us for a couple of minutes. I'll call you. I'll contact you over the weekend because I'm right here. I'm right in Pompano Beach.
yeah, it'd be my pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be there.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. Michael, drive safe. Sammy, I want to thank you both for coming on. I love you. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you in Florida in a couple of days. All right.
All right, buddy. Sounds good. And Sammy,
All right.
I'll see you on Monday. Or definitely Tuesday. I get in late Monday night, I think.
I get in Monday late too, same thing. So we'll see each other either Monday or Tuesday, and we'll be together for a couple of days. A lot of my people, how do you and Michael get along? I said, we're great. I mean, I can't find a better word for it. We sat down with Patrick years ago. We had a little argument here and there. Most of it was bullshit. It was part of it being a show. But you know what I wanted to do, Michael, that I have you here without Patrick? I wanted to make like scam him a little bit. Make believe into an argument, like we just goof on him like a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I gotta tell you what happened. When Tony's told me the hotels, he says, I gotta find a different hotel because Sammy's at that hotel. I said, why do you have to find a different hotel? Is he mad at me? Did he say he was going to shoot me when I got there? What happened? And I was teasing him. He said, no, but I just thought, I said, no, you put me in the same hotel. I said, we're friends. I don't know where you're coming from with this. So anyway, I don't know what he had in mind. I'm sure that wasn't from Patrick.
He got one time when I leaned forward, he probably thought we were really arguing serious, that I was going to get up. And he put his hand on me like to stop me from getting, and I pushed his thing away real hard. And he told me after the thing was over, he said, Sammy, you're really strong. He said, you hurt me when you banged my hand like that. So,
hey, Michael, how's Tyson? Have you spoke to Mike Tyson lately about his upcoming fight?
Yeah, he's really, really training intensely for that. I spoke to people in his camp too that said listen, he's 58 years old, but he's giving it everything that he's got. Who knows? If he catches him early, I mean, a guy still hits like a mule. So, who knows? I mean, it's tough at that age.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't count him out.
I feel the same way. If he's a hard hitter, if he catches the kid, he's going to hurt him and he'll win. But the kid is a tough kid too. I don't take anything away from him, and he's a good fighter. So it's a flip of the coin. If it goes a little too long, I give the kid he might win this. But if he gets hit hard in the beginning, he's Mike
Yeah.
Tyson.
It's like Mike says. He said everybody's got a plan until they get punched in the face, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So-
Everybody's got a plan until they get hit on the chin. Then
Right.
things
Exactly.
change. Yeah. All
So
right.
we'll see.
We'll see. All right. Listen, stay safe.
All right,
bro.
guys.
Thanks again. I really love you, and I appreciate what you did. And hopefully, I'll see you both soon. All right.
Anthony,
You
I
got
have
it, buddy.
most respect for you and your dad. You know,
Thank you.
in time, I'm familiar with your father and stuff like that. I was in the life at the same time. I'm a little older than you and Michael. I hope there's not too many women watching this. Well,
You're not that old.
no, I'm not at all. A woman was talking to me, and I told her, I says, she was young, and I said, Buck, I'm old enough to be your father. I said, no, come to think of it, I'm old enough to be your grandfather. She said, age is just a number.
Oh, all
How
right.
you feel? So I took a name and number, but I was afraid of
Hey, Sammy. To prove that, just look at Pacino and De Niro. They're having kids in their 80s.
But I think I don't go for that. I mean, the kid's not going to have a father.
I know, crazy.
I mean,
the bad part about that, by the time the kid is going to college or something like that, you're 100 years old, Bo.
yeah, if you're alive.
If you go down to your daughter's graduation, they'll say, "Oh, guy, great. Would you bring your great grandfather with you?"
Hey, guys, one thing I want to mention, I think I told you, Sammy, I went down to Costa Rica and I was at this regenerative therapy clinic. A friend of mine owns it. I'm going to tell you this. If we can last another 5 to 7 years, they got the secret now. They've unlocked the aging secret. You live past 100 with a good quality of life. And I really believe it after spending a week at that clinic. I mean it. So that's the goal.
I'll talk to you about it, and
Yeah.
if it's real, I can't get out of the country. I'm still on parole. They won't let me. I got lifetime supervised release, so I can't leave the country for sure.
Even for a medical reason like that?
No, they probably figure he goes away, he ain't never coming back.
Yeah. Don't
It's
you
like,
get
It's like P. Diddy. They let this guy out on bail. He better get out of the country.
Aren't you eligible to get off that every couple of years? Don't you get a review every couple of years? You don't get a review?
Lifetime. So I got my last sentence was 20 years, $100,000 fine, and lifetime supervised release. So, and you know what happened? Let me tell you that real quick. I had a lawyer with me, the same lawyer that P. Diddy's got now, the guy Anthony Rico, black guy, great lawyer.
Yeah.
And I whispered to him and I said, the way she was talking, the judge, I said, if she could give me life, I think she would. She lowered her glasses down to her nose. She said, if I could give you life, I would. And I never understood why she had such a hard on for me. So I found out during, when people were getting sentenced, one of the lawyers said, Sammy put a gun to his wife and his kids' heads and told them to go out and deal ecstasy. So she heard that. So she really hated me for that. Even my wife, my daughter, oh my God, you put a gun to our head? Nobody put a gun to nothing. I never raised my hands to my kids, my wife, or anybody, let alone put a gun to their head and tell them to go out and deal drugs for me. That was such bullshit. But she heard it and believed it. So when that sentence, she hammered me. But there's nothing to do. It's Monday quarterback. It's over. It's done. Whatever it is. But that's why I'm still on supervised release. I got a great parole officer. It sounds crazy, but I got a great parole officer. They know what I do. They've been watching me since I got out. And they let me move around the states. Some states, they don't want me in the state. So.
Speaking of Pete Diddy, your lawyer better be really good. He's in a little bit of trouble, Pete Diddy.
Oh, yeah, listen, he can't win. What he did to these kids. There's another one now just came out, a 10-year-old kid. If there's women on, every woman or dad is going to hate him on the jury. You can't help but hate him for what he did. You get young girls to a party, 14 years old, 15 years old, you put shit in their drink and then destroy their lives. Who's gonna like this guy?
Nobody.
You know what I say, and this is it's so disgusting. You know, Sammy and Anthony, the way they came after us, and I really mean this. Why did they come after us? I tell people all the time, very simple, because we made headlines. When you came for us, we put out our hands, you put the handcuffs on us, we fight you in court, not like these other people. And they let a guy like this and a guy like Epstein, 20 years abusing people in the worst possible way, and they close their eyes to it. It's just, you know, I hate to make the comparison, but it's true. I mean, a lot of us went to jail for garbage that these people should be doing 300 years for.
Without a doubt.
Michael,
and you know,
I was in prison with a couple of guys, a pretty tough guy. He was doing a life sentence for marijuana.
Yeah.
Marijuana.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. I went to jail for writing numbers.
I didn't even like the guy personally, but a life sentence for marijuana. And how many kids were going to college, got pinched for marijuana? It screwed up their lives. They couldn't shoot them out of colleges. And you're going to let complete degenerates out of prison?
And let me ask you this. You got these Venezuelan gangs taking over apartment complexes. What if we would have done that?
Oh,
the FBI would have been down there with jackets and guns, and they would have rounded us up in 1 minute.
Oh, in a heartbeat.
What are they afraid of?
And
what are they afraid of?
You know, the best is, you know, a lot of things. There's a lot of reasons I like Trump, but I love him for this. When he told the story about they're eating the dogs, they're eating the cat, everybody started making songs out of it. They're eating the dogs, they're eating the cat. The guy makes you laugh. The things he comes out with, he's good, smart, but sometimes he comes out with, look at his dance now. He moves his hands from Instagram. There's men and women dancing like that all over the place.
Yes. I know. It's crazy. He's funny. I mean, he's so amusing. You gotta love the guy.
The funniest president I ever seen in my life. I mean, the things he comes out with is hilarious, but he's a smart guy. You know, you put aside whether you like him or not. You know, I did an interview with the news people one time, and I was talking about him and this and that and the other thing. So she says, it seems like you like him. I says, I like what he does. Listen, I would never have a threesome with Trump. I said, but I do like him.
That's like that girl, the car racing driver. She said, you don't have to go out for dinner with him. You just got to like his policies.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. All right, gentlemen. I appreciate it. I'll see you all soon. Stay safe, Michael. Sammy, I love you. Stay safe, okay?
All right, guys. Take care.
All
Sammy,
right,
see you Monday.
See you Monday.
All right, Sammy, I'll see you soon, all right? Thank you.
All right.
All right.